I must say, if I ever get arrested for something, I want to get arrested for melting someone's face off.
This is admissible in court.
I know! Yeah, maybe I should say that.
The Top Shelf Nerdum Murders.
Edit that out, please.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Top Shelf Nerdum, where I'll be bringing you commentary and reviews from multiple forms of entertainment, covering sci-fi, horror, superheroes, and all sorts of nerdy goodness. So, Jessica is kind of famous. So, why don't you tell them what you're famous from?
Yeah, so I was on season 2 of Food Network's Holiday Wars, where I lost my mind trying to create epic pieces out of cake, sugar, and everything else that Weight Watchers hates. It was amazing. Check it out. I'm the one with blue and purple hair. You can't miss me.
She lost her mind, but she won the championship.
Yes, so true. I won.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier just had its finale last week.
Yes.
I have some thoughts. I think you have some too.
The whole black community has some thoughts on this. Like, everybody has, even not the black community has thoughts on this finale. But, yeah. Let's talk about them.
Yeah. So let's start walking through it here. So the beginning starts with Carly and her team going into their plan. They're disrupting the whole GRC vote.
Yeah.
But then we get Sam's great entrance in his fresh new suit.
Yes. And I totally called it. I was like, okay, cool.
What did you call?
I knew, okay. There was the cliffhanger at the end of the previous episode where they're like, oh, what's in the box? What's in the box? Right? And all that stuff. And it's like, we knew it was going to be the new Captain America suit. Right?
Yeah.
Because we know Bucky called in a favor to the Wakandans to say, hey, I need to help my friend Sam out. I don't know what Bucky said for them to make. I don't care. The Wakandans were going to make a Captain America suit. Even if Bucky's request was to make Sam a new iPhone or a new Red Wing or whatever, they're going to make him a Captain America suit. They're going to be like, nuh-uh. We're going to help our own people, and we're going to push this through. And it was amazing.
And you know what? I'm realizing that, yes, I think we all knew he was going to be Captain America by the end of this, but they really, I think they really did it in a way where it felt earned, and it meant something. It felt like, okay, his journey to putting this on, it wasn't just... we were happy at the end of Endgame when he got the shield. Oh, he's going to be the new Captain America. But this was way better than just one day showing him, yep, I'm the new Captain America walking around.
No, it's true. And I think that's one thing this showed as well when it comes to rating plots, right? Mm-hmm. If you can give me a very predictable ending, but still make me enjoy the ride to getting there and still make me very surprised by the big reveal of something that I knew was coming, that's good writing.
Absolutely.
That's good writing. Like, everybody can throw in a twist, everybody can throw in a surprise, but when you have something that's expected, but it's still amazing, right?
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
From the chef herself.
Chef, right?
So, yes, it was during all this, we got Bucky on the phone with Carly, being distracted, I presume.
It's like, Bucky, do you want to come over to our side? Are you sure? You used to be bad yourself. Please, you already, you work well with, black people. I don't have black. You're already...
We know you like Sam's sister.
Yeah.
So, Sharon Carter sneaking her way back to the U.S., wearing that Black Widow mask like in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And they're probably not going to reveal a brand new character as the power broker at this point. Probably Sharon, maybe Sharon.
Definitely Sharon. Actually, no. If they... Okay. Only thing I would have accepted is if they would have brought Vincent D'Onofrio as the power broker. I'm like, yes! But no. Sharon was definitely the power broker.
I don't trust Marvel to... First of all, if I saw Vincent D'Onofrio, I would halfway expect, is it really him or is it just some actor? Is this Eddie Boner? Is this Ralph Boner's father?
That's true. That's true. That's very true.
They really abused us with that little gag, and I don't appreciate it. And it kind of takes away from WandaVision. So,
very true.
Expecting a little multiversal intersectionality. I was like, all right, I'm going to hold off till the Doctor Strange movie.
No one was surprised. The power broker was
not too surprised. No. I thought maybe Julia Louise-Dreyfus,
That's true.
Like that was a maybe.
That was a huge maybe. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I'm sitting here looking at this chick. She's like, oh, I got exiled and I had to like move to Majapur and I have to stay in this fancy mansion with like all these fancy art galleries and I have like all the connections and my place is super fancy. I'm like, first of all, nobody feels sorry for you, Karen. Second of all, we already know you're the power broker. Basically.
So I've been thinking about this. It's not that she feels sorry for herself. She worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. and then she worked for the CIA. She had a mission. She was like serving. She was like serving her country. And she helped Captain America, who was, you know...
She made out with Captain America. She didn't help him with shit.
She brought him the shield and the wings.
She helped him get hard. That's what she helped him with.
She stole that.
Would we know?
She stole that from the government. She stole the shit back.
Okay, fair. She stole it from the government. But what would have happened had she not stolen it from the government? Captain would have gone in there, punched the door down, and gotten it himself. Like he would have done it. We didn't need her.
Maybe.
She was a plot device to make out with Captain America and make us be very confused. Like, would I have sex with my dead ex-girlfriend's niece? Hell yeah.
You were confused. I wasn't confused.
I was totally confused.
She killed that. So when she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and drops that device in him, I think half of us were thinking tracking device or maybe a bomb. No, it was the most Joker shit ever. It's like, surprise! I'm gonna melt you, big man. That's mercury vapor.
Awesome. that was pretty awesome.
That was like pure. Good guys don't do that shit. That was a villain move. That was a hardcore villain.
It was pretty awesome.
And she packed it. She packed it in her luggage. Like, I might need this mercury vapor bomb.
It's things that I need. It's like tampons, toothpaste, face wash, pairs of undies, pants. Oh, face melting acid. There you go.
I think people have a problem with it because they told us and they didn't show us. Our background for her having a motivation from that all comes from her complaining in her apartment to the guys. We didn't actually see what she went through on the street. I think if they ever go into it...
Well, because this isn't Karen and the Winter Soldier, it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's Black Power and the Winter Soldier. Like, it's Black Lives Matter and the Winter Soldier. It's not Karen and the Winter Soldier. She can have her backstory or whatever, along with that bitch from Jessica Jones, like, in their own, like, little story. Like,
you were still on Jessica Jones. It's not about her.
Yes, I am still on Jessica Jones. I hate her sister. What was it, like, Cat? What's her name?
The Wildcat. I forget what her name.
Trish. I hate Trish. I hate Trish. Nobody cares about you and your problems. Like, nobody cares about what's her face. I forgot her name already. You get stuff. So basically, the story's told in the background. If you're intelligent enough to read visual storytelling, you can see how she could be the power broker. You see her and her connections. You see the backdrop of her apartment, penthouse, mansion, Wayne Manor, or whatever that she lives in.
She steals art.
She's an illegal art person dealer.
She lives in High Town, not Low Town, where Zemo knows people. She's in High Town. She's
and how about that for fucking white privilege? You get exiled, like banned from your country. You have to relocate to another country, and you still don't have to live in the hood. What kind of bullshit is that? I swear, ain't nobody feeling sorry for you.
Can't argue with that.
Nobody feels sorry for you. Anyways.
We have John Walker showing up with his homemade shield.
Yeah, bootleg Captain America.
Andre, like Black Nerd Andre, you know, Black Nerd Comedy Andre.
He called him Party City America.
Party City Cap.
With his, Party City Cap with his Home Depot shield.
I would have respected it more.
Not sponsored.
You know what John Walker should have done? He should have found a tanker truck and found like the twist off like cap. And he should have ripped that shit off. That would have been a more effective, reasonable shield because it's solid. That's like solid steel or iron. It's like, all right, just use that. I don't buy the cosplay thing you're doing. He
was having his moment. He wanted it to look like the shield. He was just like, I'm having a hard time giving this up. This was given to me.
I assume he can fight with it. I mean, obviously he knows how to like fight with it and throw with it. He trained in that. So like, sure, I get that, and that's fine. I get that he wants a shield. And I liked him putting his medals of honor on it. I thought they were going to go on the outside, but he put them on the inside so that...
Because they ain't for you. They're for him to remind him of all the... Okay, first of all.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think
that's cool. I can go with it.
We need to set the record straight. We need to get off of the John Walker hate train. Right?
I agree.
And this is one thing that the show does well. It kind of takes what our expectations of these characters are and like kind of tricks us into judging them, like prejudging them. It really flips it on its head.
Very much.
John Walker is an amazing example of this because as soon as we see this new Captain America, everyone's like, I hate him. I'm going to send all of the hate mail. It's like, oh, what do you mean he doesn't exist? Well, fine. I'm going to start an Instagram, Twitter, everything account that says, I hate John Walker. Fuck you. Black Captain America. Yeah. But I also think us hating him was probably one of the things that made a Black Captain America more acceptable to people who were more against it. Anyways, so they introduced.
My God, bravo! That's so right on.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of that. I mean, I caught the dynamic of if the government has their say, the government wants another Captain America. So you got this other blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy who looks great on paper and blah blah blah. And I recognize maybe fans didn't know. There's a lot of people out there who didn't know of U.S. Agent in the comics, and they didn't know Cap had been replaced. So they thought they were going to be looking at this guy in like future Avengers movies as Captain America. They must have, because that was the reaction, right?
They took this character and presented him like we were supposed to hate him, like totally like, fuck you, John Walker, and redeemed him. And at first I was like, y'all fuckers make him Captain America and are trying to make me accept this. I am flying down to wherever Marvel headquarters is, and I'm going to have a very stern conversation with you. But they didn't do that. They did redeem him. They gave him his own little thing, and he's not a person we hate so much at the end. And I really appreciated that. And it's like kind of the same thing they did with Carly. You think, oh, she's this troubled person. Like, she's not that bad, right? She just it's like a Professor X Magneto situation where they want the same thing, but they're just going about it different ways. And that Sam can just pull a Naruto and do like a talk no jutsu to get her to completely like turn around and be like, oh, I'm a good person now, right? But then they're like, nah, dude, this isn't Naruto. I'm still like a horrible person. I suck. But the thing is, like, and that's one thing I appreciate. I was like, nah, dude. She's still a bad person.
Sam flies in with Carly's body, looking very angelic, and gives a speech to the GRC about how you need to do better, Senator. One of my cousins actually asked me, is Captain America usually this speechy? Has he been this speechy in the movies before? I'm like, not the movies, but totally in the comics. Captain America's gonna say what's going on with this situation and how it doesn't represent what America's all about. And I think we never really got that with Steve Rogers so far.
Yeah, too busy looking at his abs. The speech was awesome. The speech was really cool. For me, I like dialogue. I like violence in action. But the speech was amazing. Did you find it relevant?
Did you find it relevant to our world?
It was super relevant. He wasn't just talking to the fictional folks in Marvel world. He was talking to the people in the actual America and saying, y'all got issues. Did I think it was a little preachy? Okay. Yes, it was. But there is a right way to do it. And I think this show did it in the right way. I didn't feel like the show stopped to like make a point. I don't feel like we had to. I didn't feel like this didn't fit in with the tone of the show, right? The whole show, basically what they did with the show was they pulled a whiz on us, right? What was the whiz? It was a Black Wizard of Oz.
Some of you might be too young for that. I don't know.
Or if your parents didn't raise you right. What is this show? This is Falcon Winter Soldier. Basically is Black Captain America. And what if Captain America was black? what if, what would happen if Captain America was black? What would his journey look like? And the thing about being white is you get to not mention being white a lot. You get to ignore the fact that whiteness exists. He's black. The fact that he's black is going to come up a lot. Not because he has to bring it up, but because a lot of people are making it a point for him, whether they say it or not, right? And so when he gives this huge speech, it's really kind of tying a cute little bow on all of this and summing it up for a lot of us, because he was, well, of course, like I said, he wasn't just speaking to the Marvel audience, like in Marvel Land. He was speaking to us. He's like, totally. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to have a problem with me being Captain America. Black folks are going to be like, fuck yes, Captain America. Other black folks are going to be like, same thing with Isaiah. Like,
why you want to be Captain America?
Why would you want to be Captain America? Are you selling out your own kind? You're going to take up something that like has, hurt us in the past, right? And then you got white people being like, nope, will not accept that.
Fox News.
Yes, the vote got hopefully canceled. Maybe.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on you saying that this show is basically the Marvel version of The Wiz. The Captain America, The Wiz.
He's on down the road.
That was a song from the movie.
Don't you care for nothing that might be
Michael Jackson was the Scarecrow.
He's on down.
So, Evil Alfred blows up the fucking Flag Smashers. In his white gloves. He's wearing white gloves in the car. For who? I don't know.
Because it is the butler's code.
John Walker, really happy to have a job. Really happy to have a job, a costume, and a code name.
It's funny a white person is happy to have a job.
God, stop it. I'm trying to appeal to a general audience, okay?
I understand why they allow me in places anymore.
So John Walker gets his new costume and his new code name and a new job at the hands of Elaine from Seinfeld. And he's very happy. He's not somebody we're going to just tie a neat bow on.
Nah.
It's always going to be a little gray. It's going to be a little fuzzy. He's still twitching. Copy. Listen, if they end up doing Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts, which people are really happy to talk about, and they're talking about throwing him on the team, he's going to be working for bad guys, essentially. So, John Walker's still has some growth to go. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but then they're setting him up to be the perfect person to be Talk No Jutsu. Right? Because Sam is going to come... do you not know what the Talk No Jutsu is? Oh, I'm sorry. This human who is wearing the Naruto colors. So Talk No Jutsu is when you take a villain and say... Insert Naruto Talk No Jutsu background music here.
This is no longer champagne, by the way.
You take a bad guy and with the music in the background say, oh, but I also had a hard time. I understand where you came from. Nobody acknowledged me. It is difficult. You don't have to be bad because I chose not to be bad. You have some good in you. You have good motives. Like, we're setting up John Walker to be Talk No Jutsu'd out of being Dark Avengers. That's what's gonna happen. With cue Naruto music.
That works. So empathy had to be a whole jutsu then, huh?
Jutsu? Talk No Jutsu. He's gonna be Talk No Jutsu out of this whole thing.
So Bucky goes to visit Nakajima, which was the coming to Jesus we knew was gonna happen. They showed us the difficult parts without showing us the messy parts.
And I think they were smart with that. Because there's no way they could have portrayed that properly.
True.
And this is the thing that I have I take issue with a lot of filmmakers or people who do stuff that gets like distributed to audiences with cameras or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They show us too much. And the thing is that our imaginations and our own interpretation can be way more powerful than what they can ever show us. And I think they realize that. So showing us their reaction to whatever, Bucky said, I don't think that was necessary. It was showing that Bucky actually initiated that conversation, actually came to that. That's what was important.
I agree.
The reaction, it mattered, but leaving it up to us as the viewers to interpret for ourselves what could have happened in that moment, I think is more powerful. If they would have said how Nakajima was going to react, right, there would have been issues because you don't know how someone's going to react in that situation. And also how Bucky would have reacted to them reacting. And Bucky explaining anything else could have been problematic.
Yes,
it's very important to be able to interpret that scene how you see fit.
We don't need to see Nakajima forgive him.
No.
We really don't.
And we don't need to see that conversation go down. We've already...
And he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He's not... Bucky's not owed that. Bucky's the one who...
And there's also that.
Bucky's the one who owes truth. And they show him later walking by... And, like, the woman at the bar he'd been flirting with before.
He's like, I'm totally not getting any from her anymore. I killed her, like, best friend's son. Like, fuck that shit. Whatever. Okay, Sam's sister, what's up? How's it going?
Okay, so then we come back to Isaiah Bradley. Sam comes to him, and they have a nice little head-to-head, and they talk about... They're reconciled. Like, all right, I get where you were coming from, but I'm doing my own thing, and I can't let all that be for nothing. So, yeah. Damn right, I'm the new Black Captain America. And Bradley's okay with it because we saw him on TV reacting to Sam's speech and he seemed moved by it. Honestly, every time Isaiah Bradley was on camera, I felt like I was holding back tears. Every time
Isaiah Bradley encompasses all of the bullshit that black men have gone through. You can see it in his face, you can hear it in his voice when he tells his stories. Every single thing. Isaiah Bradley, when this man appears on screen, you're gonna be like, they messed us over. It's horrible. Like he encompasses all of that. And it's a great balance because Sam as the main character, you can't have that for him. Right? Because then it's just going to take up too much of the runtime. People will be like, oh, this whole show is about, like, black struggle, whatever. Isaiah Bradley is that for us. He's like that anecdote. He's that, like, little asterisk at the bottom. By the way, black people were fucked over. Right? And
Tuskegee parallels.
That's the thing. There's so much horrible things they did to black folks that they continue doing to black folks. Like, the struggle, I think, is encompassed in Isaiah Bradley. And people who sympathize or can relate with that struggle are going to have those feelings when seeing Isaiah Bradley on screen. And the person who portrays Isaiah Bradley does such a good job.
Carl Lumbly.
He
put it down.
Not just saying the struggle, but you see it in his face. You see,
in his eyes.
Yeah, you see it in his eyes. It's not that... You see a person who has just had to accept that this is reality. Someone who has had to be okay with all of this stuff that has happened, but is still trying to live a normal life and trying to continue on, knowing that, you know what, I live in a world where people just aren't going to care, are just, when these horrible things are going to be okay, and I have to live in that, and I have to continue my life with that. Like, Isaiah Bradley encompasses all that, and you're gonna see it. And if you sympathize with that struggle, you're gonna get those feelings. So,
totally.
Black person.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the feelings. Get all the feels. All of you water
feels.
signs. Enjoy.
So he takes Isaiah to the Smithsonian and shows him the monument, or shows him the exhibit.
The feels.
I've rewatched that so many times. I keep rewatching people react to it, and they get teary-eyed, and I get teary-eyed every time.
I don't get teary-eyed because I don't have feelings.
When he comes up and hugs Sam, that's what sinks it. That's what sinks it right there. Just the acting. Carl Lumbly's acting in that moment, just the way he walks over to him. Just think about how they started, how they met. Get out of my house!
Out of my house? Fuck you. You don't understand what I stand for. You don't know what I've been through. You asshole. Right. Like, you're trying to... Nope.
Yeah, but like the look in his eyes with that hug, with that brother. And we get to end the series with this lovely barbecue. You know, I think that crawfish needed more seasoning.
It needed Lori's. Lori's black pepper and garlic salt.
Oh my God.
And lemon.
I've seen Louisiana crawfish. I'm not buying it, but I'm still moved by the scene. Bucky's super chill, not even wearing gloves over his hands.
Yeah.
Taking off sunglasses. Hey, what's up? It's me, your new stepdad, kids.
I also
Feel good.
appreciate it because, rewinding just a little bit, he calls him Cap.
Yeah.
Right?
He called him Cap.
Ooh, he gets it. It kind of, closes. I think the series puts a cute little bow on a lot of things, right? Because the end says Captain America and the Winter Soldier, as opposed to Falcon and Winter Soldier.
They made that a crowd-pleasing moment of it could have been probably sappy or corny under other circumstances, but they made it feel really earned. Where it's you know what? This man is Captain America.
Now, don't screw it up, Marvel. I am talking to you. I better see him. I better see Sam in the Avengers movies playing Captain America. I better see everybody address him as Captain America. All of your toys, Disney, and your products and your paraphernalia of Captain America better have a lot of brown in it, okay? I don't want to see white Captain America anymore. I want to see you take this all the way. Don't just put this in some side story that nobody hears about. I want to see Black Captain America, Falcon Captain America,
they're doing a Captain America 4 with him as Captain America.
Good. I want to see him in the Avengers. I want to see all the toys change. I want to see the comic book change. I want to see everything. Go full on with this. Don't half-ass this. We have Black Captain America now. Black Twitter's not going to let you forget this. This is a warning.
And then last but not least, we have Sharon Carter speaking before the Senate.
Yeah, she got her job back. Good for her. And now she can use her job for more evil because now she's a power broker. And of course, we're going to get a backstory where they find out, where she explains how she became a power broker and what she does with all of that. Whatever. That's why I'm not oh, we didn't get her backstory. We didn't get to learn about how she became. We know we're gonna see more of her.
So Jessica, what did you think about the series as a whole?
Yes. It was Black Captain America. I'm gonna like it. It was well done, right? It was well done. Being Black Captain America aside, they had a lot to do. They had to tackle a lot of issues. They had to fit a lot of plot points. They had to develop a lot of characters in 6 episodes. They did it. Nothing felt too bloated. We sympathized with the characters. We got complex characters. We didn't feel like anything was too rushed. And the messages that were delivered were very satisfying and they were complete. I thought it was great. I have no complaints.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Honestly, I think this may be kind of a playground for Marvel. I mean, can we tackle complex issues? Can we focus on complex issues? Do we have to just focus on being heroic and being awesome and being obviously, doing the obvious things that people are going to like? Or can we get more complex? Can we tackle deeper issues, right? And the answer is yes. So, Marvel, we're looking to you to make us think more, challenge us more, stop playing it safe. You already have our attention. We're gonna pay you for anything, honestly. So take some risks, like you did with this show. Are you gonna have some people who don't like you? Sure, but those of us who are on board are going to be diehard. So that's really how I feel about this.
Thanks for being on board, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.